Okay then guys, what's going on? Cloud Plays here and welcome back to another Hogwarts Legacy video here on the channel, and today we are going to be taking a look at some of the negatives, some of the cut content and some of the exclusives that are disappointing inside of the game. Although we have been extremely positive about this game and I'm really excited for the main release on February 10th, there does seem to be some bits that we need to address here on the channel. If you haven't already, make sure you're smashing the beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. We're also doing a giveaway at 50,000 subscribers for an Xbox Series S and a game of your choice. And if you want to get involved with that, head on down to the description and drop me a follow on either Instagram or Twitter. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and leave a comment in the comment section of your username and the platform that you followed me on. With that being said, let's dive on in. So with so many positives inside of this game, there does seem to be some negatives, some cut content and some exclusives which have left me a little bit sour tasted. Starting off with Quidditch. Quidditch is something that we are not going to be seeing in this game as confirmed by WB Games completely. This is something which would have been a complete game breaker. We have seen Quidditch in the past over the old PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 days, and they were tantalizing to say the least, but I did spend a lot of time on them considering exactly how well they were made for the platform time at that stage. Now we have got obviously a lot more graphical imagery, we have got a lot more changes to these gaming styles, and it would have really been a lot inside of this game. We already know that we can maneuver around the map on our broom, on other beasts and animals and magical creatures, but they haven't issued Quidditch inside of the game. This is something which I don't really understand, as it was probably one of the biggest key features inside of Harry Potter as an overall, and is like the main sport of the franchise. It's the main sport of the wizarding world, and this is something which really could have made for some really interesting storylines and some really interesting side quests and given some really interesting items, and there just could have been so much gear that came from this that it just would have given it a bit of an extra edge. So let me know in the comment sections, are you disappointed to see that there's no Quidditch in this game? I know that's probably my biggest disappointment about it completely. Next up, we have got no multiplayer. Now, although this is not a game breaker for me and I am enjoying the single player games a lot more this year than I was previously, such as Elden Ring, I played a lot of that in a solo player format. God of War Ragnarok was also another game which was so well made as a single player platform. Hogwarts Legacy is going to be absolutely amazing in its single player format, although this could have just been 10 times better if you were able to go around with your friends in your houses and be able to complete missions as a group rather than as a solo style. The multiplayer functionality of this could have only been a slight twinge instead of just being like full open world multiplayer functionality. They could have done it the same way that Elden Ring did it, where you were able to kind of go in for certain missions and just assist more than anything. And the fact that you'd been able to play with friends would have made an absolutely endless cycle for this game. So although the multiplayer isn't crucial and it isn't the biggest function that I'm gutted that isn't in here, it really could have changed the game for the better and probably would have brought a whole new audience of people for those people who do prefer their multiplayer platforms. Let me know in the comment section if you guys are really even that bothered by the fact that there's no multiplayer, or if you're kind of more on the preference of playing this as a single player game. Now the next one is actually a weird one because this is actually cut content. The one thing that people were really disappointed about not seeing is no gobstones and no wizarding chests. Now these are two things which were quite highly featured inside of the games previously and are also quite highly featured inside of the movie, especially wizards chests. But these were originally meant to be in the game. They were cut content, which means that they were meant to be in the game, but they are not now. Now, for those of you guys who don't know what Gobstone is an ancient wizarding game that resembles marbles. The principal difference being that every time a point is conceded, the winning stone squirts a foul-smelling liquid into the loser's face, and it was quite a funny concept. And wizarding chess is, well, wizard's chess is just wizard's chess, it's just chess, but with an absolute spin and twist. Now, both of these games were actually meant to be in the game, although due to time constrictions and restraints and accessibility problems, they didn't actually put them in, and they were then cut out to begin with. But what this does mean is that we may see this at a later date as future DLC. I don't know about you, but a Wizard's Chest DLC to me would be absolutely amazing and a really cool feature, although again it would make it a lot more enjoyable if it was more on the multiplayer functionality. Being able to play Wizard's Chess with a friend would have been absolutely hilarious and would have had and added so many more fun times and added so much more playability into the game than it would have just as a single player Wizard's Chess format. And next up we're going to talk exclusivity. Now there is a bit of a strange one with exclusivity, and we are seeing this a lot more in games nowadays, but at the moment the PlayStation does really seem to be having a bit more of a heavy-sided movement with this game. Now me myself, I am buying this on PlayStation 5, and this is going to be my main platform of choice. I know a lot of YouTubers will primarily play through PC for the mods and stuff like that, but for me, I'm an old school gamer. I'm nearly 30 years old. The PlayStation 5 is where my hands are hold, and I'm used to the controller, and I really enjoy the format for it. But PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 do have exclusives inside of it. So for instance, if you're playing on the PS5, you've got the Hogsmeade Haunted Shop quest. Now this is a really exclusive quest that you can only get on the PlayStation, which is a little bit strange to say the least, because what this actually gives you is an exclusive access to a shop which will sell items and gear at better rates than anywhere else in the game. This isn't even just you've got a bit of extra storyline, enjoy the extra piece, hopefully you guys have some fun with it. This is you've got a bit of extra storyline, oh, and also as a reward for that you've also got a shop where you can buy everything a lot cheaper than everyone else on every other platform. That for me is a little bit of a leaning side, although I do quite enjoy the fact that I'm on PlayStation, so I'm definitely going to be able to sort of abuse that factor. It is still something which I'm just not too sure that I agree with. I feel like those sorts of things have become almost like not a pay to win, but it is almost like a leaning factor that if you're on PlayStation, you've got a bit more of an advantage in the game, and it means that you are probably going to have a lot more of the better stuff a lot earlier on in the game due to the fact of having access to this exclusive shop. This is a weird one, and I'm not too sure how I feel about it. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think to this exclusive shop, which is selling everything at better rates than everywhere else. For those of you guys who are on PC, on Xbox, I'm going to imagine you're pretty peeved off with this. And if you're not, then you're much bigger people than me, because if this was on the opposite side of the table, I would be extremely annoyed that I don't have access to this store. But as an overall, the game looks absolutely tremendous, and I just want to reiterate that I am so excited for this game's release, so excited for what it is that we've got to come. The storyline looks tremendous, the gameplay itself looks absolutely insane. The combat, I'm going to grow on. That's going to grow on me a little bit because I'm a little bit unsure about the combat and the slow reiterations of the camera, but all of that being said, the game looks absolutely amazing, and I'm so excited for its release come February 10th. Although I'd have loved to see these items and pieces and areas inside of the game from the get-go. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comment section down below. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. I appreciate all of your faces. If you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe, post notifications turned on. But as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.